live from inside Porsche, Colorado Springs. It's the First Dibs podcast with our hosts, John Deisty and Justin Underwood. Buckle up and let's go for a ride.
I broke my headphones.
Broke the headphones
I
again?
broke my headphones again. I can't even hear myself. This is awful.
That's no good.
Welcome back to the First Dibs podcast, live from inside Porsche, Colorado Springs. We're in our new Ultra Luxe Lounge.
Look how relaxed we are.
I'm pretty relaxed. That might be the Mai Tai, might be the mushrooms. I'm not sure. But it doesn't really matter. It's Friday night.
It's Friday night.
We're here with our friends.
You and me.
Yeah, you got to scoot your chair back and to us a little bit. You're
right.
slightly larger than me and less well lit.
Okay.
We got to, back, straight back. Yeah, there you go. And then towards the table.
All right, there we go.
That looks close. That might be
Okay.
better.
Yes.
I think the world turned a corner when Donald Trump was gifted an airplane.
That's awesome. If I was gifted an airplane, I'd turn a corner too.
Yeah. So it's been busy. Lots of people checking out a lot of stuff. We got a lot of cool cars.
Yes.
The car behind you,
Yeah.
that thing's pretty special. They built 501 of them.
Awesome.
75 came to North America.
Okay. North America includes Canada.
I think so.
Okay.
It's a Ferrari 512M.
Yes.
Modificata. It means it's made of cheese. Like everything good out of Italy.
Right.
You know, cream, cheese, or vinegar,
Shoes.
wine. That's true. There's a lot of... Italy has a lot of good exports.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lemonade.
Really? I've never had Italian lemonade.
Olive oil.
Olive oil, I will agree with.
And fabric.
Yeah, that's true. This thing, it's the size of a 1995 Hummer H1.
It is a big car. It's got a giant rear end to it.
It does, but it only fits not me.
Right. Yeah. John is not able to fit in
which
this
I don't
car.
understand because they just found MJ's 512 TR.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah,
Maybe it was custom fit.
how?
Or he had tiny feet.
No, it's not. It's not my feet. it's. I can't. The shifter is under my knee.
Yeah. Right.
That's the hard part.
And then every time you get in the car, you knock the rear view mirror off the windshield.
I haven't done that. But you know, the shifter's just in a weird spot. So I guess maybe if you took the seat out and just built in a seat that was just on the floor and the backrest, that might work. But man, that's a cool car.
Super cool car.
End of an era.
Yeah. It's not on our website yet, but it will be after it gets checked out. List price, $499,000, which I think if you do some research, this car has about 16,000 miles on it. If you do your homework and some research, it's freshly serviced. It's got like a $30,000 service bill that was just done, full engine out service. For $499,000, I think you'll find that that's actually a really good deal for this car.
Well, let's make it 529.
Okay, let's change it before it goes live. So
that sounds good.
The first dibs price is $499,000. If you wait for it to go online, it's $529,000.
I think that's a good plan.
Okay, let's do it. Do we have any takers? Please start the bidding now.
Other things, I picked up an X5. 2015 X5 with like just under 90,000 miles on it.
Yeah, nice car.
Nice car. Been used as a car by the same family for a really, really long time. They are into Porsche now. Excited. I got to deliver the car up to their house, which was really fun. Got to meet their dog, who they call Marshmallow.
Right.
And I thought that was a fitting name.
That's fun.
It was a nice little...
a fitting name.
Yeah. I want to say Maltese, but that's not right. Unless the Maltese is like a really small, fluffy white dog. Then it's right.
Right. I think that sounds right.
Oh, then it's a Maltese. But like super well behaved little guy.
Nice.
Sat over on the couch and like looking at me. And then finally I waved and he went, I said, and he came running over
That's
and then
awesome.
just like pet my belly.
Yeah, that's
It
awesome.
was really good.
Dog is probably like, please take me home.
Yeah.
Please take me home. No, that's fun. That's pretty cool. That was early in the week.
That was Saturday.
Saturday. Oh,
That
yeah.
was my Saturday.
Wow.
Let's see what else. Car I'm really interested in. 2021 BMW M2 Competition
Oh, yeah.
in super pretty turquoise blue,
Yeah. I forget the name of the actual color, but it's pretty wild.
Indigo Harbor,
Right. It's something.
some port town in Portugal.
Indigo. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a really pretty car. It's only got like 3,000 miles on it.
Yeah, under 3,000 miles on it. It comes with 2 steering wheels,
Right.
2 sets of shocks,
Right. Yeah.
lots of cool extra carbon bits. Interior space, pretty comparable to a 911. I think maybe even slightly larger.
Wow.
There might be a little more rear seat legroom. Like the Lotus, I didn't have to sit all the way back to be comfortable, which I think is pretty important.
Yeah.
So Isla could definitely sit behind me.
That's cool.
So there's some potential there.
Yeah.
What else we got?
I think we already talked about the TRX and
Yep.
the M4 competition.
MDM4 Comp X Drive. Yep, we did all those things.
What year is it? I forget off the top of my head. 2019? Anyway, but a Boxster, a white Boxster. Oh gosh. A PDK transmission. Super, fairly low miles. I think it's been in Colorado since new. We've sold it twice, but it's coming back in on trade. It's already here now.
That's cool.
Just a super nice, clean driver, been well cared for. That's in Boxsters. Those have been pretty challenging to come across, lately. So Boxsters and Cayennes, to be honest with you.
How about a 2001 Orient Red Metallic Carrera 4?
That's a super sweet car.
I like that car.
The color's awesome.
Color's great.
Graphite gray
And
interior.
if you put a different, I'm going to break these headsets.
Do it.
By the end of the show, I'm going to go, do you have any lighter fluid? Can we just burn them down?
Just smash them.
yeah.
Like a guitar. Just smash them.
That sounds good. Sunroof Delete,
You're right.
which in 2001, every car came with a sunroof.
Yeah. This one doesn't even have speakers in the doors.
Yeah, it's like the ultra lightweight.
It's a
spec.
lightweight. Yeah.
So I don't know. We should put all the cars that come in on scales. That should be part of the 911 PDI process is to corner weight them and then post that.
Yeah. No, Orient Red, graphite gray interior. One of the previous, or maybe the first owner of it was like a rocket scientist, like a Lockheed Martin, United
Are
Launch
you
Alliance
sure you
person.
didn't switch these?
I'm
I
positive.
did not drink that much
no,
of this
I'm
Mai Tai.
positive. Yeah. So, anyway, they put in their own stereo system in it to enhance it.
Yep.
And so there's a kind of a very nice, custom tailored and fit speaker box in the back of it with a couple mid-range speakers back there. So I tried it out, when the car was being traded in, thinking this is really, really nice, right? And the guy that traded it in said that it's built like Legos. Like you can it's super easy to remove and install because the guy that designed it for the car to install it realized that the next owner may not want this stuff or whatever, so it's just super easy to
great.
take out. But it had a IMS retrofit L&N engineering bearing put in it years ago, and that was the bearing to put into it. Just a local car, really, really well taken care of. And he traded in a second car.
Yep.
You know what that is?
Shark Blue Cayman. Let's call it a 21.
I think so.
Manual aftermarket exhaust that looks awesome.
It's just a tip.
The tip is the only thing?
It's just the
really?
tip.
Oh, well, the tips look great.
It looks great.
Yeah.
Good looking tip.
I would play with those. My right foot. Pardon me.
You're right.
Yeah, no, the nice car.
Very nice car. And again, locally serviced, here at our service center. Local Porsche club, guy traded
Yeah.
that in, and just super fun, really nice to talk to and hang out with and continue
great.
that relationship. So. Anything else came in this week?
Not available, but we just took in a paint to sample Cayenne turbo hybrid
That thing's insane.
in what is it?
Is it dark olive green?
Yeah, it's the metallic black, but when you get up on it, it's green. That is a stunning color.
It's a really cool
Yeah,
car.
that's good. That should be available on 911s.
It should be.
Dark olive green metallic neo.
When did the RS6 Avant show up?
Oh, the others are new, and so are the R8s. I think.
Okay.
Weren't those all Saturday cars?
Duh. Yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
They were. 23 Carmine red Audi R8
That's whatever red.
V10.
The 23
Yeah,
has 30 miles on it.
that's low. If you'd like, I can borrow it this weekend.
Right, put some miles
Yeah,
on it.
I'll get that up there.
And then there's a 21
White Spider.
R8 Spider.
Yep.
That's a pretty sick car. A 2025 RS6 Avant with 25 miles on it.
Black.
Yep, that's a really cool car. That's a pretty amazing car.
You know what I'm kind of excited about? 2019 Cayenne. White with a black and Bordeaux red leather interior.
That's a great car.
73,000 miles.
Oh, nice. I thought it was more.
No. Yeah, like that's,
awesome.
that's what was in the system. I haven't peeked at it myself, but good wheels. First year of the new generation.
Yeah.
Which we loved. We had a 19 Cayenne hybrid and loved it. Just a great car for what seems like very reasonable money.
Yeah.
To me.
Yes.
Should be certified. It has to go through the shop and everything like that. But that's a $40,000 car. Something
That's a
like that.
lot of car. That's a lot of car for the money.
Pretty great.
Uh,
Oh, here you go.
Okay.
I had an MSRP of 224,000.
Oh, wait. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. I have all-wheel drive. I am north of 600 horsepower. I've got 10,000 miles on me. What do I retail for? Also, I'm a Porsche.
$224,000 MSRP.
Yeah.
10,000 miles.
Yep.
Did you say what year it is?
I want to say 21, but it could be anywhere 20 to 22.
224 MSRP, 10,000 miles.
Yep.
What else did you say?
I'm red and I'm all-wheel drive, and I have 600 or more horsepower.
You retail for $129,000.
Yep. But less. It's another Taycan Turbo S.
That car is
Yeah, I
baller
think it might be a
status.
22.
That car is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
really good.
I think it's actually the highest MSRP Taycan we've ever had through here. Would that make sense?
Could be close. Well, until the new Turbo GTs.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yep,
you're right.
That could be true.
Yeah. Unbelievable car. You're right.
Yeah.
That popped up yesterday.
God, those things are so much value.
Oh, man. What a car. What a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. 97, 911, Cabriolet,
Oh,
Tiptronic,
yeah.
with a binder of documentation. I know where that's going.
Is that one gone?
No, it's not gone, but
You got an idea?
yeah, got an idea. I'm trying to think. There was something else. RS6, R8, R8, 97993, 512M. What am I missing?
Cayenne GTS.
Yeah.
That one's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Sorry. Love to tell you about that one because that is a beautiful car for sure.
Shark Blue Spider.
Sure.
I don't know if we talked about that one or not.
Don't do that one, but maybe Vanadium Gray
Okay.
Spider and the Ruby Star Neo Spider. Those two, I think you can talk about.
Okay. We just did.
Delivery miles, certified pre-owned warranty. Yeah.
I'm
Awesome
tired
car.
of talking about how great those cars are.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Just every time I'm in one, it makes me super,
Yeah.
super
We
happy.
make them sound boring.
Yeah.
Are you paying attention to any of the
Yeah.
comments?
We've got Scott and Steve. They're asking questions.
I had some feedback about the
Okay.
comments,
Yeah.
actually. Ray
Yep.
was here getting one of his many Porsches serviced the other day. And he came up to shake my hand and said, "Thank you so much for paying attention to and answering the comments that are left."
Yeah.
Because Ray would comment and we wouldn't get back to them. And he got to a point where he's like, "Well, I'm just going to stop commenting."
Fuck those guys.
Kind of.
Good
Yeah.
point,
Like
Ray.
I'm just gonna stop commenting.
Yeah.
Well, no, comments are awesome, right? So
Yeah.
Stephen H, we have come to kind of rely on you, to get some good conversations started. Obviously, the Shift guys, Jesse, good to see you again. Jason, Scott. Yeah. I mean, this is the comments are fantastic.
I think part of the reason we started this show almost 3 years ago, we actually, next week's episode 200, buddy.
That's crazy.
I think this is 199.
That's crazy.
Can you believe that people can listen to us for 200 hours?
Can you believe that we haven't had a life on Friday nights for 3 years?
That's true.
But I enjoy it. I think it's a good time.
I do too. But part of the reason was to get the word out about this new stuff. And with that, to be able to re-engage and engage with previous clients that weren't here
Yeah.
and let people that, had bought a car from us in California check in.
Yeah.
And the comments are key to that. And,
Huge.
I think sometimes we just get rolling and yelling at each other, or we have guests and we're not able to look at it.
Right.
But the interaction, it's so much more fun to talk to people than it is to talk to a wall
For sure.
and try to figure out what is anybody interested in.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Which is how we started the whole thing. So I don't know. So yeah.
So love the comments. So anyway, Jesse, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Do you want to ask one of the questions?
Start at the top. Happy Friday. That wasn't a question. What are the 3 most unique Porsches sold at the dealership, new or used, and what made them so special?
What were the most unique Porsches sold?
I really liked, we had a 2002 911 Turbo with like 4,500 miles. And it was dressed up as a GT2 or a GT2.
Oh yeah.
That was a really really
cool.
great car.
Yeah.
GT2 wing, GT2 front splitter, GT2 rear seat delete.
And it was all factory equipment.
Exactly. That was an awesome car. That, another similar car just sold for 105 with 20,000 miles on it.
Wow.
On Bring a Trailer. Jason actually brought that one up to me. That GT2 lookalike, what a car. What a great car
It was
that
still all-wheel drive.
Yeah, it was still all-wheel drive. It was a turbo.
Yeah.
Just looked like a GT2. And a little bit, I'd have the, I'm driving a Kit Car Cobra complex on it.
Right.
Where, it's a real GT2. No, it's not. But I don't care.
Yeah.
Just, I love the way it looks. This is cool. It's my car.
And it was really well done.
Really well
Really
done.
well
Yeah.
done.
That car was really fun. Excuse me. What was that? I think I ate a bird. The Emery,
Oh, geez. Yeah.
that one was awesome.
Pretty awesome.
What was it, a 59 or 58?
I think it's a 59.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. Ivory with a green interior
That was,
and hand painted green Pegasus
yes.
on the fenders.
Yep.
And the interior and the Pegasus looked black
Right.
until you were on top of it.
Yep.
That thing,
That was sweet.
you've got the obsession with 356s, and I love them too. But when you get up to the hot rod level of an Emery, that's what I wish my old Volvo could be.
Right.
I wish I had 3 generations of mechanical and bodywork know-how,
Right.
and a nearly unlimited budget
Yeah.
to be able to put together just an absolutely badass classic.
Yeah.
That thing, oof.
And we finally have the Speed Yellow Collection Emery here.
Yeah, that car, that's a special.
It's
that's
a
not
special.
even an outlaw.
Right.
That's just that's a special. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There's been so many.
That's the fun part. They're all so
Yeah.
good. The 68 Outlaw 911,
That was cool.
that was a great car. Every
the
they're
mint
just all
green
really-
GT3 RS.
yeah,
just
that was
a
really
few weeks
that was
ago.
an amazing.
That's a pretty
that was
amazing,
an amazing
special car. Yeah, there's just been so many, which is awesome to be able to say. You know, from a dealership standpoint.
How about a Carrera GT and a 918 that were driven on one lap of America
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and had their one lap tires on them
right.
when we sold them?
Yeah. I know the 918 did.
Yeah.
Did the Carrera GT still have one?
I think it still had one lap tires on it,
That's awesome.
just to preserve it.
Right.
And then, yeah, if you want new tires, do it. I mean,
Go ahead.
those were nuts.
That's
Yeah.
I was just going to say, speaking of one lap, congratulations, to Salil and Chris.
I think you mean to us.
They won the one lap of America, the overall, the
Very impressive.
in their GT4 RS, right? That
With first dibs stickers,
first dibs,
first dib sticker pack.
Porsche Colorado Springs, help sponsor that stuff. Kiergren Foundation, RM Window Tint and Graphics, but it's definitely like a team, effort. But Salil and Chris, they were out there this year doing the hard work, as Salil always does. But anyway, that's first place overall, 2 times in 3 years in 2 different cars.
Yeah.
And
That's impressive.
Yeah, no, and some of the notes were they knew that they were totally outgunned, right? Because there were a couple cars that were just dominating the track scene, but they broke.
Yeah.
They were modified cars that broke. And the GT4 RS, stock car, with the exception of some brakes and obviously the one lap tires. But no, they were true, they were steady, they were consistent, and it was Porsche performance, right? It was just the same results over and over and over again, no matter what kind of
You know
pace
what you got
put
to
it
do first if you're going to win a race?
through. Finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
So congratulations, to those guys again. And then that car, that GT4 RS with Porsche Colorado Springs and first dibs and all the stuff all over it, it's going to get a lot of press over the next year until the next one lap. And then there may be a different car from Porsche Colorado Springs involved. We'll see.
Yeah.
I did learn during this year that there's another Porsche dealer that's getting involved with that. I'm
Good.
not going to say names,
That's good.
but you listen and you know who you are. You lost.
Yeah.
Losers.
Yeah. Try again next year.
Yep. Try again. Just try harder. So, Steven, I don't know if that answers the question, but there's just been
I think we only answered 2.
2.
And I picked them both.
You picked them both.
There's got to be something from before I started.
When did you start? Like 7 years ago.
Yeah. It'll be 8 in September. Actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Something that's sold through here. Yeah, what were the 3 most unique Porsches sold at the dealership? New or used? What made them special? Well,
I got one that, so we have, I'll give you some pre-first dibs. There was an Oslo Blue GT3 Touring with comfy seats, front lift, ceramics, and a PDK. It's a 2022. I sold it a couple years ago. It's coming back.
what's the interior?
A Black and Chalk exclusive
right.
manufacturer.
That's right.
That car's coming back because the client that had it was ready to sell it and called us first, which I can't say how much I appreciate.
Yeah, that's
because you know, you worry that so many of these special cars come and go and will never be seen again. And for somebody to have such a good experience with us that they want to, you know, keep it in the family, that was awesome. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. This one I'm talking about, that did not happen. It's 2007 Carrera 4S power kit,
Okay.
ceramic brake, 18 weight. Well, I think they were 12 weight, but the sports seats. It came through with like 40 or 50,000 miles on it. It was silver. It was such a cool car.
Yeah.
And I just saw it for sale at another non-Porsche, you know,
Really?
big deal car store. And I was like, that's got to be our old car. And it was.
Oh, wow.
And that car, what a great thing.
Oh, yeah.
A power kit 997. What was that, like 380 horsepower? Something like that?
Yeah. Ceramic brakes.
With
I remember that
ceramics
car.
and a short shifter
Yep.
and the right seats.
Oh,
Oh my God.
that was like a Porsche nerd's dream
That
car.
was a super nerd car. And
I remember the
it's
person
not
that-
$100,000.
No, I remember the person that bought it was completely confused on why we were asking so much money for that car.
Oh yeah. It was,
But all it took was talking to the Porsche nerds, you know, me, you know, and John and
yeah.
whoever else here. I'm like, let me tell you why this car is so
Yeah.
much, because this is the only one,
Yeah.
right? This is somebody that's been ordering these cars since the 70s that knows every
Yeah.
cool box.
Yeah. Full leather.
Oh, yeah.
Extended dashboard leather.
Yeah, it was insane.
Chrono package.
That car was absolutely insane.
Oh.
That would be sweet to get back. And I remember telling that person, saying like, look, I know this sounds crazy. You're paying a lot of money for this car. I'll pay a lot of money to get it back.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
we'll have to look.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if we can find it. But man, that's the fun part, I think, is it doesn't have to be an Emery
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
or
a
a
big
Carrera
wing.
GT to get us excited about these things. How about this? 2004 Cayenne Turbo,
Oh,
black on tan, 20,000 miles.
right.
Sold for 20 grand.
That's crazy.
20 grand.
Right.
That was probably one of the first cars I didn't sell because somebody else sold it before I could.
Right.
In 2018.
Yeah.
Find that car now. Find another one of those.
Right.
Give me a break. And now they do the PCCM Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I would want one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, Stephen, there's been a lot of very, very special cars through here. It's hard to kind of break it down, you know, maybe to the top three because, anyway, all of them are unique. But yeah, we're just very, very fortunate to the level, you know, of the cars that come through. Let's see here. Scott asks, what is Porsche doing with the new cars in relation to tariffs? That's a good question.
Anything that lands that had a name associated with it through the end of this month is price protected. Things after May, if it arrives in June, we don't know yet. I don't think we even know officially like what the tariffs are.
We
And I
don't.
think that's part of the hard part.
Yeah, we don't. We don't know what it is.
So I think we're expecting 10 to 15% on stuff if
there
it
is.
happens. I don't know. So maybe 10 to 15%.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Are Spider RS selling at MSRP? Well, it depends on where you look.
Yep. There honestly, there was an amazing deal on Bring a Trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem was that it had red gauges, red seats, and red door pulls on a blue car, so it was very like Superman-y. But it was a 226 MSRP or 220 MSRP, somewhere in there. Spider RS that sold for like 206, 207.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We should have bought that.
Right,
Like,
right.
That somebody snuck that one out. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But no, market I think we're seeing is still, I don't know, what, 30, 40 over, depending on
what it is.
on options.
Yep.
The magnesium wheel, ceramic brakes,
Those are big deals.
Bisoc cars are the ones that are really commanding the most.
And then a paint to sample.
Paint to sample helps a bunch. You know, if you lose any of those things, it affects it a little bit. And I think I would want one with all of that stuff. You know, the magnesium wheels and the ceramics, they save the weight. And it seems silly. What is it, like probably 40 pounds from those two options?
More than that.
70 pounds?
Ceramic brakes alone save 40 pounds. Just the brakes save 40 pounds.
Okay, and then another 14 from the wheels.
Sure.
So 54 pounds. Let's call it 54 pounds.
That's quite a bit, man. Can you imagine losing 54 pounds?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture later. But not only is it like going up and down, but it's spinning. It's rotational weight. So those cars will accelerate and brake better. So I understand the want for all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how Shift pointed out we've done 8.3 24-hour days of talk time. No counting after hours.
Yeah.
We've only had a few after hours shows.
Yeah.
Granted, we're here for an hour after we're done.
A little bit.
Sometimes.
Take some time to close up.
Yeah. Oh man, we're getting to a cool subject here. Is Ron Burgundy too special to sell?
No.
No, it's not. John,
Hold on.
you want to show him a video?
I do. I got to make sure I can do it right, though.
I don't know if the sound's going to work.
I think I can do it.
You think you
I
can?
think I can do it. What did you do there?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you did that.
Maybe I did.
That's kind of
Have I been talking this whole time? Has anyone heard me?
Yeah.
Let's go Bluetooth.
We got a special video that we hope you can
TA2 is
hear.
connected. That's good. Let's.
And this is regarding Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, hold on. Don't put my
I'm not.
camera up yet. Let's just play a little classy music for a second while we're waiting.
I don't sing.
Yeah, you don't have to sing. We'll just play it.
Oh boy.
You tired of basic rides? Wanna cruise like a mango?
You can hear that?
Yeah.
That came on pretty
Then
quick. All
Bust
right.
out, baby. It's time for busting exotic. We got coupes so smooth and sedans so sleek.
All right.
Imported with love.
It
and
still sounds like
inspected this
Poop So
week.
Smooth.
From the Autobahn straight to your street.
We can
Our
do
deals
some
are
edits.
like coconuts, juicy and sweet.
That's a nice commercial. Hold on. No,
shoot.
let's find no.
Some insiders.
Yep. Let's take that off the air for a second and let's find the right video here. Does that one sound good? I think that's a good one to play. So let's go full screeny.
Well, everyone just heard that, I'm pretty sure.
No,
right?
they didn't. I had it off air. See? No,
Oh,
I'll
wow.
put it back
Okay.
on air. And you can throw my screen up for everyone.
Oh wait, let's get fancy here for a second.
You want to do screen and screen? Mm-hmm. So we have a car. It's a 2014 911 Turbo S that is highly modified. Everyone that comes in and wants to look at it, the first thing I try to do is talk them out of the car
Yeah, right.
because I want happy clients. It has a 2.5 gallon fuel tank.
Yes. It seems like it. Yeah.
It's about that's fairly correct. It has turbochargers that are probably the size of our Cam Girl light.
Yeah.
It has a normal turbo would have 6 injectors. This one has 12.
Plus the 13th.
Oh, the meth.
The
Yeah,
methanol.
this one does meth because everybody that you want to hang out with does.
Right, yeah.
Meth. Yep. Anybody you want to hang out with.
It's got black teeth.
Exactly. It has slightly melted its rear bumper
Right.
because it gets warm. What else? It has the Cyrex.
Cyvex?
Cyvex. Is that it?
Maybe. Something like that.
Fuel management system?
Yeah, you're talking about the management
it has
system.
a normal Porsche has a DME to run it. This thing has some kind of Mortal Kombat cyborg guy. I think that wasn't that Cyrex? I'm pretty sure it was. It was
Cyvex.
like
It's a V.
robot. Yeah, but
Yeah.
no, I'm talking about the Mortal Kombat
Oh, sure.
character.
Okay.
He like shot grenades out of his chest.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Pretty sure you never played a video game in your life. It's okay, dork. And so we tried to sell this car on Bring a Trailer, because it's very specialized and we do very well with stock or Porsche modified Porsches.
Right.
The truly crazy modified cars can be kind of tough because
Hot rod shops.
yeah, exactly. So we thought bring a trailer, let's try it. But the question that kept coming up is how much power does it make? And we didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't have a real answer.
Yeah,
to that.
I found some videos of it that
Yep.
said 700 or 800 horsepower and felt like
Yeah,
that.
it feels like it.
feels very
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
So we made a bet on the power levels that would come back, wheel horsepower,
Right.
and then we sent it to a dyno.
Yeah.
And we had it tested. My butt said it has 590 wheel horsepower. The factory would have been 560 crank,
Right.
and then you take off a conservative 10%, call it 500. So I think it's about 100 up
Sure.
over stock, and that's because I puss out and lift before the real power hits.
Okay.
Because I need my driver's license to get to work.
Right.
Other people that have bigger wallets than me thought it had more.
Yeah. Who's that?
JB,
Okay.
also JT, but mainly JB. So should we play this? The sound might not sync up completely perfectly, but let's
try
give
it.
it a shot. Okay, here we go.
Nice.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
I like that it like when the boost comes on, it kind of clears its throat
Right.
a little bit. It's like, ahem, here I come. Get ready for me, buddy.
This is in third gear
Yep.
out of 7.
Yep. So it's an all-wheel drive dyno.
Right.
First thing we had to say was this is an all-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
Make sure it's on an all-wheel drive
Yeah, right.
dyno because we don't want you to drive it through the wall. They ran it, and we're trying it in fourth, but then kind of we're like, no, it's going too fast, so we have to try it in third. I guess somebody that knows what they're talking about could tell us why you want to run it in a 1-to-1 ratio rather than like I think third gear in this thing is 1.5 to 1. Fifth gear would be like a 0.94.
Yeah.
So we should have run it in fourth
gear
or
would be-
fifth.
yeah,
Fourth or
yeah.
fifth would have been right.
Because fourth gear is 1.18.
Yep. 152.
That it?
I don't know.
Anyway.
It doesn't matter. But it put out 608
Yes.
wheel horsepower
Yep. In third gear.
in third gear. And I think it has boost by gear.
I think it's controlled.
because
Yeah.
the torque curve, like this is uber nerdy Porsche stuff again, goes like way up until 5,000, and then it like backs off itself. So the horsepower number was tracking for like 750 wheel,
Right.
but then it like
And it just
pulls out
plateaued.
something up.
It just
yeah,
stayed
it
flat.
just kind of That car is really fast.
It's insanely
Yeah,
fast.
and I like.
It's pretty awesome that the dyno company was like, we don't feel
Yeah,
comfortable
no, we
running
can't
it
run
at that
this. Yeah, no, we're gonna chicken out.
speed. Right.
So
Yeah. So now we have something in writing.
yeah,
You know, we have proof that it's 600 plus horsepower at the wheels in third gear,
yeah,
and they wrote down like if they could
Yeah.
actually test it, you know, at
yeah. They were afraid of breaking their dyno.
yeah, if they could test it the way that it should be tested, then they're assuming that it's in the 700 horsepowers.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. That's
They-
good.
I also chickened out driving that car, so
Yeah.
I can't really point fingers.
No, I think everybody does.
there you go.
Yeah.
Is my screen gone?
Yep.
Nice.
Don't worry. I got your pictures off.
Thank God. That was a good one.
That was really cool. But Pat, our photographer, took the car over there to do the little video and get the dyno results, and it just makes us want to do more. You know, like take some more cars over there because the shop was super fun and easy to deal with, and it's not outrageously expensive. So I think it was well worth it, you know, to have that done. And you know what would be fun to take over there is one of the Emerys,
yeah.
if it would fit.
It might be too narrow
Right,
for the
might be too
rollers.
small.
Yeah. Let's just dyno test everything. How awesome would that be if every car we had we just spent $100 on
Right.
and ran it on the dyno?
Take the R8s over there.
Yeah. The 2019 Cayenne,
Right.
right? These are the
Yeah.
corner weights. This is its power.
Yeah. Right.
I think that's worth something.
Yeah,
that
it totally
says
is.
something. We dyno test and corner balance, corner weigh every car that comes through.
That'd be pretty fun. We'll take the Ferrari over there.
Yeah.
See if it's got any ponies left. What did this thing make horsepower wise when it was new? Like 424 horsepower,
Yeah.
something like that.
420, 440, something in there.
That's pretty respectable in 1995.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Naturally aspirated. Flat 12.
Flat 12.
Yeah. Wild. No, it was fun. So we'll make a copy or get a picture of the dyno sheet. We'll clearly label its third gear. In case that makes a tremendous difference, which I think it would.
I'm sure it makes some difference on any car, but a lot of these things have boost by gear where, you know, in first gear, you peak at 5 PSI.
Right.
Second gear, 7. Third gear, 10.
Right.
Fourth gear, 20.
Right.
Fifth gear, 25. So honestly, if and I would expect a system like this to have that because you don't want to be doing a burnout in first gear. That doesn't work. You just want to get up to your speed, and then when you know you can put the power down,
Right.
then you put all the power out. So the dyno graph with the torque curve going like up and then just down, that didn't make sense to me. I think like up and then a plateau makes a lot more sense. This was a pretty sharp turn down.
Yeah.
And if it just stayed flat, the power level would have just shot to the
Yeah.
moon.
Keep going. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we need to do some fourth gear pulls.
Right.
Why don't you take that car home and between like Monument and Larkspur, just go flat.
Yeah.
Flat and forth.
Where all the highway patrol hang out.
No, nobody.
in the,
There's no one that can sit there.
No, the highway patrol hang out in the breakup points of the
Turn
what
off your headlights.
What am I thinking about? The
center median. Yeah.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
a toll road, and they
Yeah.
sit there in between, like in the emergency turn lanes.
Well, like I said, turn off
see
your headlights. Just
Just
that's what it'll sound like. They'll see something out the back. Just this little. What was that? I don't know. God, probably somebody threw a cigarette out their window.
right.
I think you should do it.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
I'll do that this weekend.
Okay.
That's fun.
Yeah.
What? Dyno the TT. Nah.
I think there are. So we've got some events coming up.
We got
Early-
a lot of stuff coming up.
Early June, we are trucking in some Porsches from Porsche Cars North America, along with some Porsche driving experience drivers
Yep.
to do 2 days down at Pikes Peak International Raceway.
2 days,
2 days, 2 sessions a day.
2 sessions per day.
Yep. To get some people out to experience Taycan, Panamera, Macan, Cayenne 911.
Yeah.
And get to drive them in kind of some lead follow situations out on
Okay.
a racetrack.
Now, not trying to upset anybody. If you're listening to this podcast, you may not be eligible, but you may be. The whole point of this track day
Yeah.
is to get people that don't currently own Porsche cars into some Porsche cars to drive them around the track.
Technically, we're trying to convert Alfa Romeo drivers.
Sure. And Mercedes.
Yeah,
And
that could
BMW.
be, Audi.
Audi.
Yep.
Ford. Chevy. Toyota. Anybody that wants to try a Porsche,
Okay.
right, that sees themselves
Yeah.
potentially, thinking about it. But if you have had, are doing business here and have Porsche cars,
Loser.
no, you're awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you very much.
Sorry,
We're trying
was way
to.
off.
This event is to expand our Porsche family. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for that, right? For people to come experience these cars and, just understand. I mean, it sounds super cheesy, right? When I tell people, and I say it all the time. It sounds super cheesy. This car will change your life, right? When it's their first Porsche car, it changed mine, and I have no doubt, like it's done it for many people.
Yeah.
Before and since me. So getting people their first hand experience, for the first time, and especially in a setting like that where everyone's out doing the same thing, having fun, right? Well controlled. And you really get to experience what these cars are all about, or at least capable of, I should say. It's eye-opening, right? And then anyway, you wind up with your first Porsche car. You won't want to drive anything else.
If you've never done like a timeshare presentation, this is like the same thing for cars. Basically, we let you like sleep in the penthouse at the Ritz.
Yep.
And then you come downstairs and we say, sign here if you want to do that again. Right? I know you want to. That was pretty awesome, right? Let's go check it out.
It's
And
inspirational.
you can't leave until you buy something.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a ton of fun. So that's coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun for the store, for Porsche. Also in June, what else is going on? Oh, duh.
Pikes Peak.
Hill Climb is happening.
18th,
The 18th is our drivers meet. Here at the dealership.
20th, Fan Fest.
Fan Fest downtown.
Yep. And 22nd is the race.
It's the actual race
Do you
day.
actually get to go this year, or have you looked at that yet?
The 22nd?
Yeah, we got to do another pit walk. That
That'd be
was
super
some of
fun.
our best work.
I need to see what the schedule is.
Yeah.
Got a super fun friend's birthday party actually happening the 21st. So maybe that might have some, depending on what's happening there. But at least that's close to home for me. So it may not be too crazy. But the pit walk, that's probably one of our best shows ever.
Best show. Not probably. Best show we've ever done.
Yeah. I'll get some tickets regardless.
There you go. Buy a car.
I need to do that.
Buy a carload. I got mine.
That's
Lewis is bringing friends.
awesome.
Yeah, we got some parents to sign off on. We're going to bring your kid up a mountain and set them free.
Nice.
So that'll be cool.
What are some of the questions here? Let's see. Dynamite TT. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Let's see here. Do I have to be in possession of the Porsche my bank owns?
Technically, if you have a Rocky Mountain Press Association press pass, you're probably invited to this event. So
Right.
we expect a kind write-up about
Right.
it.
That's a good question. That's a good
It's
workaround.
it's a very good question and a good workaround. Speaking of all our events, The Colorado Cars and Coffee and Shift Magazine guys, they do this summer event guide that is totally worth checking out for anybody that is into doing car related stuff. I think Jason heads that up with, I want to say Barchetta, but it's Beretta Ryan.
Right.
And it's just, there's so much to do car related all year. It doesn't really matter what weekend you pick. There's something to do. So if you want to go check it out, like the guys that do Fuel Fed up in Boulder, I want to go check that out. I really am bummed that the Lotus sold.
Mike Burrows.
Yeah. I wanted to go do that. I think that would have been fun to bring the Lotus up to.
Be cool.
So now I have to buy my own car to drive up. I don't know. So definitely check that out if there's anything you want to do.
I talked to a super cool charity organizer today.
Yeah.
And July 26th, I would put that on your calendar. It's a Saturday. And what's happening is that there's this super cool organization out there. Learn is the parent organization of it. And then there's a, like within the Learn organization is
Geeks for Kids.
Yeah, Geeks for Kids, right? Which is comprised of this really cool lady, Rebecca is her name, is kind of who heads all this stuff up. And I think she kind of runs or helps organize a engineering firm, more or less. And there's a robotics department, and the people in the robotics department, or the kids in the robotics department that were traveling around doing these robotics competitions and stuff, they were kind of getting bored, of building the same things over again and taking them apart and figuring out how they can make them better, this and that. And somehow a couple of them maybe decided, like, what could we do to help benefit people, more specifically some kids, right, with some of this robotic stuff. And what turned up was making these special cars for children with disabilities or mobility issues, things like that will never, drive an actual car, in their lifetime. May not have a bunch of control over their everyday life, like in any form. So anyway, these robotics geniuses, engineers and kids learning this stuff, they got together, came up with some ideas, and it kind of looks like a Power Wheel, you get your kid from Walmart or something like that, but they kind of disassemble them to a certain point, and then they start fitting
It's like a
them.
hot rod.
Kinda.
It's like a super high tech hot rod Power Wheel that anybody can use.
Anybody.
Like they tailor the car to you.
Exactly. To the scenario, to these
really
children's
cool.
case. And so they get their own car and they can control it. It doesn't matter like what their mobility issue is, depending on what their status is. These kids can control these cars. They get to drive them, and they're controlling it. They're absolutely controlling it, like with this insane stuff, right? That these people are developing for these cars. And anyway, our friend Salil that does the One Lap of America, he ran into a good friend of his that was kind of helped, this organization in the past. And it came up, they were looking for a venue to, release some of these cars in Colorado. They happened to do this at another facility in Kansas City, I think is where they're based out of. Anyway, I read into it, contacted Rebecca and said, I don't see how there could be a better fit, than Porsche Colorado Springs for helping with this. We had an amazing talk, and I would really, really like to turn this into kind of a large deal, a large event, because it's a Saturday where, if anything, what a great way to bring awareness to this amazing cause. And what these people are doing is we're open for business. In the past, they've tried to stay out of people's way. Like, get in people's way, right?
Totally.
Let yourself be known. Yeah. And we have so many people that come through here on Saturdays just to look around because they think we're a museum sometimes.
Yep.
Shove it in their face and look at what people are doing to improve kids' lives. It's going to be super cool. And I highly encourage anybody that's available on July 26th to come down and check
Yeah.
this out and just bring awareness, to an amazing cause.
I thought it was really interesting, just the concept of like how much play matters.
Absolutely.
And, if you're left out of something, it's just a bummer. So to be able to go out and drive this stuff, and maybe you don't have motor control to be able to steer the car. They have technology that tracks your eyeballs.
Yeah.
And if you look up, you go faster. If you look down, you go slower. And then it just drives where you want. Like, thank God that doesn't exist in real cars for me.
Yeah.
Because there
Tesla's
would be
way behind.
Well, think about the times you would have been like, and you would have crashed into a sidewalk because there was a cool looking dog on the side of the street or
Or a
something.
good looking butt.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. This would not have been good for pedestrian safety, if you get my drift. But how cool is it to bring that to everybody? I love
It's
it.
amazing.
So
It's absolutely amazing.
I was super excited that
I've only had a 15-minute conversation with Rebecca, and I love absolutely everything that she's doing. So,
it's fun.
and she, oh my gosh, to hear her voice on the phone, she said this was a call from heaven. Me calling her today to say I want to do this.
Rebecca, this is your Lord and Savior.
And because they've been working on this for months, and it was one phone call that says that we're the
we gotcha.
perfect
Yeah,
we are
this will
the
be good.
perfect
Yeah.
venue. I think I'm super excited to be part of this, along with Cure Grand Foundation, because our good friend Scott, one of his life adventures is trying to to put his son in the sports car, with him. And hey, you know what? Great minds think alike. And one thing that Rebecca mentioned to me is that her team of engineers, they're obviously going to be here now in July, and they would love to work with Scott on finding, a good solution to putting his son in the sports car with him. So anyway,
cool.
It's super awesome. And one more, super lucky, right? When I pitched this to Joe, our GM, because I mean he's the boss, he's the owner guy, and anything that's going to happen within his facility, he obviously needs to know about it and okay it. And the kind of ownership that we have here is like, hey, if you can take it and run with it, do it.
Yep.
Right, the total free range. If you believe it's the right thing to do it. I believe it's the right thing to do, so we're doing it.
Okay. Now scoot your camera or scoot your chair all the way out of frame, and we're going to let people look at the 512M, and then we're going to sign off. Like, nobody wants to see you
Yeah,
when
they
that
don't
car's
need to see
there.
me.
Yeah, I mean that was a good show, but yeah, keep scooting. Yep, you can. Yep, there you go. A little more. Yep. That should be good. That you should be completely off camera at that point. We'll let that sync up with what I'm seeing, and we'll sign off on the rest of this. Let's see. This is the way it should be. Not really. I like my co-host. There you go. Now you're scooting. That looks good. What else do we have to say? It is the middle of May. In the last couple days, it feels like America woke up. Phone calls on the specialty stuff have just been nuts. So if you're looking, we can see your legs crossed. That's perfect. Nice. I love it. If you want a car, come buy one. That's all I got.
While you can.
Yeah.
While there are cars available. Because they're not going to be.
Doesn't feel like it.
I think we're lucky, John, I think we're set up for the bulk of the summer.
Yeah.
That's how much inventory we have now, and I know we've got more coming in, but we just can't talk about them yet.
Yeah.
So I think we're set up for the summer. We're going to be healthy. We're going to be fat at the end of the summer. But anyway, for all the listeners and people that care out there, just take advantage of it now.
Yep.
Because it's not going to be so easy later.
And tune in next week for episode 200.
Hey!
Where we do this or more or less. We'll probably have Justin back on camera. And we're going to actually count and make sure this really is episode 200. Jesse, I have never sold a mood gem. I've had a mood ring, but no moon gems. So, is that it?